Hello everyone. I'm out here with Kitty, and in between rain I thought we would come out and get us a walk in. We finally got our plants that were in the house out here, and this poor old bamboo, I'm gonna have to, it definitely needs repotted. I've got that pot, well, it's not one to focus, right there. It's pretty big. I need to cut all these dead pieces off of it, leaves, I mean, not pieces. Well, there are pieces of leaves, some of them are. Yeah, and get some good soil. It's wanting to grow still at the top, so it's not, it's not dead. It just needs pruned and repotted. And there's the Christmas cactus. You can still see some dead blooms. It bloomed a while back. You can see some down there. That part in the middle that looks a little rough is where this bamboo plant fell over on it last year, and it about killed it. And it broke some major branches there in the middle, but it's still okay. It could stand repotted. These little spider plants, and you can tell I didn't turn them enough, and they were reaching towards the window, in the bay window. I just didn't turn them enough, so they're all leaning like that one's leaning over there, so I put it that way so it'll start growing up towards the light this way. It'll straighten up. And then this one here, and that succulent, it's got huge. And then this is the plant we got down at Grocery Outlet. I repotted it. Some type of ivy. Where did I put that sticker? There it is. Oh, that fell. Let's see. It's called a Hedera ivy. Hedera. Hedera. And it already looks like it's much happier than it was in that little bitty pot it was in. You can see the bone meal there on top, and I put some blood meal on it and some worm castings. So yeah, this has got the herbs in it I planted. It'll take a while for them to come up. I don't know if that one's might need some water since it's seeds. Yeah, plenty of water for seeds. Same here, this has got kale in it. Might be a little crowded with kale, we'll see. Of course, as it grows, we'll probably just pick some off of it and eat it, and it'll keep growing. And then I think I'll put that bamboo one probably in this one. I don't know if any of these others need any water. It's been raining, but it doesn't come in here very good underneath this. So I think they need a little bit. These are the Cherokee purples that were left over. A couple of them I had to throw away. This one's trying to curl up some too. It's been cool of the evenings. I noticed they're curling up a little bit. But I found out there's no way that any insecticide, weed killer got to these, and they're curling up on the top. So that's not the only reason they're doing that then. It might be because of the cold. It might be because of transplanted and it's colder at night. But I figured these over here, I'll put this up here. These over here, if y'all remember, I sprayed some weed killer over here around this, and look, it's already grown back. It killed what was there, and then it grew back already. So I can't obviously spray any there because when it rained, it went into the soil, and that's what's caused this on these two plants here. Look at the difference. Same plant, Cherokee, and look how these two look. And look how that looks. So these two were affected from me spraying over here. It went into the ground. They actually still have tomatoes on them. Here's one right here. Oh, you can see there's a tomato on it, but they may come out of it. You know, they may make it if they get some new growth, maybe. But I kept wondering what it was, and then I was reading on it, and if you put anywhere close to your plants, it can go through the ground with the water when it rains and kill other plants of yours that you don't want killed. This one's actually still got blooms, and it's got a big tomato right here, but you know, they don't look like this one. So they may just have a limited amount of tomatoes on them. I don't think I really need to replace them yet or anything. Even if I don't replace them, I got 16 more plants. But that's something I learned, that I realized, you know, that I sprayed weed killer over here and also down through here. And I also sprayed a bunch of bug spray because there was a huge ant nest down here. So that's probably the combination of the bug spray and the weed killer sure didn't help. Okay. Everybody else is looking real good. I feel bad about that I just didn't think, you know. I didn't think it would. I thought if I sprayed it over there, it wouldn't affect it over here, you know. But obviously that's not true. So I learned something valuable for my future plantings. But some of these are starting to look pretty hefty. You're getting some nice thick branches on them, you know. I always train the leaves and branches up onto these for more support. But yeah, everybody's looking pretty good. I mean, really, if anything, there's been too much rain, which is not usually the case, you know, at all. There's some tomatoes. There's one right there. Be careful because I'll pull it right off. These German pinks seem to be doing pretty good. Look here. Yep, this one's got one underneath here. I'm afraid to. There's plenty more blooms. There's a tomato down there. You can see it from here. So I'm, you know, I'm pretty happy. I feel bad, like I said, that those two are affected from that. But maybe they'll come out of it a little bit. I don't know. I don't see any reason to pull them up right now or anything. Okay, these peppers aren't so far. I mean, they take a while to grow. Peppers take a while. And the only way you can, they're already getting tons of little pepper blooms on them. This one's grown a little taller. That's a banana pepper. You can see all the, it's going to have plenty on them. But the only way you can get them to grow taller is to take all these blooms off. And, you know, they'll still grow a lot of peppers like this. They just won't grow a whole lot taller. This is also a different type. I said Oregon or something like that. Oregon peppers. They're man, this grass is really trying to grow with all this rain. They're Ozark giant peppers, bell peppers. So maybe they don't grow. Maybe it means that the peppers are giants, but not the plant itself. I don't know. But they're not. They're going to grow some taller, but I don't think they're going to grow a whole lot taller. The ones I had last year, the California Wonders, they got at least 3 foot or more, and they had tons of them on them. But looking at all the blooms, these will have plenty on them, but I was kind of hoping they'd grow a little taller. Let's see what happens. I just put a block of suet in there last night about 8 or 8:30 and put birdseed in those too. And that block is more than half gone. It's the starlings. There'll be a bunch of starlings come in. I've actually seen them eat one of those blocks in 1 hour when there was like 20 or more of the starlings out here. They just tear it up. Okay, you can see the carrots. That's them right there. They're doing about like they should. They take a while to grow. I'm glad that I went ahead and just planted each seed instead of just sprinkling seeds, because man, it's really hard to thin them out if they're real thick. So I'd much rather take the time to put one seed at a time when I'm planting them than to have to try to thin them 4 or 5 times before we can actually get it all done. So, now this is supposed to be dill right here, but it kind of looks like the carrots, actually. Huh. No, not exactly. I can tell the difference in this. You can see that's more like a little leaf. This is like little, so that's the dill. The cucumbers, I wish they'd grow a little faster, but they're a new variety to me. 2 new varieties, Japanese. But that doesn't mean they won't take off after so long. And the green beans are looking pretty good. Some of them should climb up here. I planted some pole beans, and some of them should stay lower. So I thought that'd be a good way to do it. Now you can see, after looking like grass, the spinach is starting to get little leaves on it. Right there. And then you got 3 different types of lettuce. You can tell this is different from this lighter color. And this one's actually different than the other 2 as well. Let's see how they get bigger. One's supposed to be like romaine. So, man, all these little weeds and stuff grow fast. I pulled a bunch, I don't know how many of them, over here yesterday. And since it rained, there's a bunch more of them. Okay, I'll sit and do that forever. These are the radishes. They're looking good, 2.5 rows. That half a row is the ones from Dollar Tree, but they actually look like they're doing pretty good. You know, that's Dollar Tree, that's Baker Creek. Okay. Squash, pretty soon I'm gonna have to pull the weaker looking ones. This is obviously bigger than this one. You know, you don't want really 2 of them will just get tied up into each other, and it won't really, you know, it might even affect how much they produce. This one looks pretty good over here, but I'm waiting a little while, you know, before I do that. This is the okra in the middle, and the little space there, I planted some more seeds, and I planted some more at the end. Not all of them came up, and one of them here looks like it died. I planted one right here where this one is. This one looks like it didn't. It's dead. So there's another seed in there right now for that one. This one's kind of wimpy, so I planted 2 more seeds, like one right here and one right here. We'll see what happens with that. But that one looks pretty wimpy. It was planted at the same time as all these others, and you can see you don't want one that's not very strong, and obviously I don't think this one is. So you want them to look like this, of course. I think that's about everything. I got all my stuff in pots over here. I don't know if I showed you. Yeah, I did. I didn't really plan on having anything in pots, really. But I decided since I didn't plant much herbs in the garden part over here, I got that one fabric pot, and we'll see how it goes with it. They might crowd each other a little bit in that. Okay, kitty, let's go over here. Say, pretty, what you doing? What you doing, pretty girl? Kitty. A little cute meow. Yes, it is. Let's go. So yeah, things are happening, you know, pretty quick. Things are growing. Let's see how my flowers are looking over here. All the ones that were bloomed this morning have already fallen off. You can see them laying around. Okay. Yeah, these are loving this rain too. Yeah, they're bigger. See right there. And these down here are bigger. These are doing good. There's two right there. And one right here is looking good. And see, these trellises, they've kind of tend to fall over. These trellises will help them a little bit. Give them a little bit of support. But all this in here is flowers. Except for this stuff back in here. I can't keep it out of there hardly. Let's see, I'll just get a little bit of it out for now. I don't want to pull out my other plants though. Get away from it. There, that'll give them a little more. This stuff grows fast, these weeds, whatever they are. This stuff. There's the hole for the chipmunks. Chipmunk family living under my flowers. So the flowers are growing. And man, I'll tell you what, I planted a lot of seeds for just that much to come up. They don't all come up, obviously. Or the ants could have eaten them too. Now, I don't think the chipmunks have been eating them, or all that would be gone. But when they're the actual seeds even, the ants seem to like seeds. And they'll chew on like the little bitty sprouts. Just cut them right off at the bottom. I still hadn't done that bush. That thing's ready. Needs to trim me. Give me a haircut. I thought they would come today and mow, or yesterday. Both days it rained some though. Last week, if you remember, it was Saturday that they came. And then you had a Memorial Day they probably didn't work on. And then the rain. I cut a bunch of vines from that tree that's partly dead back there. I went around it. I need to do it on the other one on the left too. Cut them. Or they'll cover those trees in vines. It'll kill them. I fight that every year. You don't want to spray herbicide down there to kill the vines and then kill the tree. So all you can really do is just cut them down near the bottom, if you can see them all. And I usually end up with some poison ivy. There's definitely poison ivy in that. Last time I did wear gloves, the time before I didn't, and I got poison ivy. This time I wore my leather gloves, and I know some branches or something might have hit my arm, so the best thing to do if you think you've been exposed to poison ivy is wash with a Dawn detergent, or something that will cut grease, another type of detergent, liquid, like dish detergent. Wash with anywhere you think you might have got it, wash with with that. And it'll take the oil off of you from the poison ivy. It has like an oil. Yep. I think that looks like a little hawk. Wow, that's a little one. Going right over me here. Sure looks like a little baby one. Almost looks like something smaller than a hawk, like a falcon. I think is a little smaller, but I've never seen a falcon here. To me, it looks like a baby hawk. Looks kind of bad over there. Look at that. Yeah, it could definitely. I don't know which way that's blowing. That bird's way up there now. Yeah, that, I'm sure they love that. Being way up there and just gliding around, looking at everything. Of course, they're looking for prey. They can see it from way up there. And just swoop down on it. Wow, time flies. I didn't realize it was already over 20 minutes. There's some more birds over there. 3 of them. I believe those are hawks. They're smaller though. They look a lot like them if they're not. They're probably bigger than I think from seeing them from here. But wow, 3 of them. And then the one over here makes 4. It's actually 4 over there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. Okay, everybody. We might walk a little bit more, but I don't want to make this too awful long, so I'm going to go for now. I hope you enjoyed this garden update and walk and talk with Kitty. If you did, I hope you'll press that like button. Also subscribe if you haven't already, and share this out. And hit that notification so you get all my videos as soon as they come out. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you have a great day, and God bless.